Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we plunge into fascinating sources to unearth unexpected insights. Today we're doing something a bit different. We're stepping into a really timeless narrative.
That's right. Our source today is excerpts from the Ballad of Asylum Reckonning by Weerthunga W.N.
And this isn't just, a poem. It feels like so much more. It's this sweeping, allegorical story told in verse.
Exactly. Allegorical meaning the characters, the events, they all symbolize deeper truths about, society, the human experience. It's packed with drama.
Yeah, and these profound truths just kind of hit you as you read it.
And what's really striking is how a ballad, this is an ancient way of telling stories, right? Often folk tales, rhythmic verse, how it can still feel so immediate, so relevant today.
Totally.
This one, it uses what seems like a simple structure to explore really complex stuff. Power, betrayal, the whole struggle for liberation.
It's like a unique window onto how societies work, or maybe how they break down. And the resilience of people.
Definitely the resilience.
Okay, so that's our mission for this deep dive. We're going to unpack this really powerful narrative. We'll get into the characters, the insights hidden in the lines.
And hopefully pull out some of that core wisdom, those aha moments about power structures and, what it really takes to break free.
Yeah, prepare yourself, because this ballad, it stays with you. It's quite a journey. All right, let's start at the very beginning. The poem opens with such a strong image, doesn't it?
It really does. Haunting is a good word for it.
On a lonely hill an asylum stood, with gates so high and strong. You immediately feel the isolation, right? The confinement.
And inside, the patients wept, the patients dreamed, and whispered freedom song.
So right away, you've got this contrast, this harsh reality, but also this flicker of human desire. What's the tension there, really?
Well, the asylum itself is a powerful metaphor, isn't it? It's supposed to be a place of care, maybe healing.
But it's also about restriction, total control.
Exactly. And those dreams, the whispered songs, even in that place, that basic human need for freedom, it's still there. It can't be completely stamped out, no matter how high the gates are.
Okay, so the stage is set. Then comes, what looks like hope, or at least the promise of it.
Right. The doctors came in coats of white, with polished shoes of pride. They look the part, professional, trustworthy.
They promised cure, they promised light. Sounds good.
But then that line, but darkness grew inside. It just sends a chill down your spine.
It's such a stark flip. Promising light, but bringing darkness.
And that right there is a key insight into how power can work. That initial appearance of benevolence, the white coats, the promises.
Like a Trojan horse.
Precisely. It masks this insidious intent. It's designed to make people let down their guard, trust the system, before the real exploitation begins. A conditioning, really.
So digging deeper, we meet specific people. First up is Dr. Moody Anson.
Yeah, described as tall and fair and having a silver tongue.
That silver tongue detail feels important. He offers comfort, almost like a father figure. Sleep, my children, rest in peace. Tomorrow we'll be strong.
That silver tongue is crucial. It's all about persuasive talk, right? Words designed to soothe, to disarm.
He's promising strength tomorrow. But what kind of strength?
Exactly. It's clearly not the strength the patients are hoping for. It just shows how easily manipulation can be wrapped up in words of care.
And his actions, talk about betrayal.
It's brutal.
The ballad says he gave them wine, he gave them bread, and lulled them into dreams. Again, sounds almost kind.
The most nurturing, yeah.
But then instantly, it flips. He opened wide the iron gates and filled the night with screams. That contrast is just horrifying.
It is, and it shows the true nature of his manipulation. He uses their vulnerability, their need for comfort.
Uses it against them.
Completely. He incapacitates them with false kindness before unleashing the horror. It's a chilling example of how control is often built on that initial illusion of safety. The kindness is just groundwork.
And just when you think the betrayal can't get much worse, enter Dr. Nayaga.
Yes, adding another layer to the deception.
He's described differently: smooth of face, and importantly, a chief who wore a smile.
The smile, yeah.
And he uses similar calming language. Be calm, be still, and rest with me a while. There's definitely a pattern emerging here.
Oh, absolutely. The repetition of that soothing, deceptive approach, it tells you something about the system of leadership here. It consistently chooses control over actual care.
And Nayaga being a chief maybe suggests a higher level, more authority.
Perhaps. And the smile feels maybe colder, more calculated than Murience's approach, which felt a bit more, direct in its eventual brutality.
His deception has a really clear effect, too. The ballad says they drank his cup, they closed their eyes, their courage washed away.
That's powerful imagery.
So it's not just making them feel safe falsely, it's actually eroding their will to resist, their courage. How do systems even do that?
Well, that cup could symbolize anything, couldn't it? Propaganda, false hope, maybe just grinding people down until they feel helpless. It attacks the internal resolve.
So it's psychological disarmament.
Exactly. It makes resistance feel unthinkable, impossible. Draining their courage leaves them unable to even imagine fighting back.
And this leads to, well, the ultimate sellout. A really deep betrayal.
It gets worse, yeah.
The poem reveals Naigabem slipped to tell the foreign guards and sold their souls for pay. This shifts things, right? It's not just internal manipulation anymore. He's actively collaborating with an outside force.
It's a huge escalation, selling out to foreign guards.
Thinking about this more broadly,
Yeah.
What does selling souls for pay really represent in society?
Oh, it's more than just corruption. It's like the ultimate betrayal of trust. It's treating people, their dignity, their collective future, as just a commodity to be traded.
For personal gain or external benefit.
Right. Leadership that's supposed to protect its people basically just dissolves that social contract, trades away everything valuable for some kind of payoff. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What parts of our own collective soul might get sold off?
Okay, but the ballad isn't done showing us types of oppression. There's another twist. An internal power shift.
Yes, this part is fascinating, and maybe even more insidious.
It talks about the servant of the Wawawa ward. Now, a Wawawa is like an old manor house, a place of status. So this servant worked somewhere privileged within the asylum system.
Likely, yes. And initially, he's completely subservient. He bowed, he swept the floor.
Just doing his job, seemingly powerless.
But this is where it gets interesting. It shows that oppression doesn't always come from the top down or from outside. It can bubble up from within the system itself.
Because this servant was watching.
Exactly. He was an observer. He understood the power dynamics, the controls, because he lived under them. He saw how it all worked from the bottom.
And he learned. The poem says, he learned his master's every step, then claimed the keys and door.
It's not a revolution, is it?
Yeah.
Methodical. He studies the system and then just takes over.
It's quite chilling, the quietness of it.
Yeah, and what really hits home is that transition from servant to master. By learning the master's every step, he shows how someone deeply familiar with the system's flaws
Can exploit them.
can absolutely exploit them, especially if there's a power vacuum or things are unstable. It's a stark reminder that anyone can seize power, even someone you thought was harmless.
And the outcome is just devastating. From servants' hands, a dynasty rose that ruled with iron chain.
An iron chain, no subtlety there.
And the impact. They took the gems, the lands, the wells, and left the rest in pain. So the cycle just continues. The oppressed becomes the oppressor.
It's deeply tragic, isn't it? And it raises that age-old question. Does suffering breed empathy, or does it just teach you how to inflict suffering more effectively?
In this case.
In this case, it seems to be the latter. That iron plane, the plundering of resources, it's total exploitation, leaving nothing but pain. Power corrupts no matter where it came from.
And at this point, the suffering seems to become universal. It's not just the patients anymore. It affects everyone.
The rot spreads through the whole system.
The ballad lists examples. The singers lost their golden voice. The cricketers their game. The teachers begged for mercy's gift. But gifts were all for shame.
It's hitting culture, leisure, education.
Yeah, it's like the soul of the place is being crushed. Not just physical hardship, but loss of identity, joy, dignity.
It really shows the systemic nature of this kind of oppression. It doesn't just target individuals. It stifles everything that makes a society vibrant and healthy. And that line, gifts were all for shame.
What does that suggest?
It suggests that even things that look like generosity are actually just tools of control designed to humiliate or create dependency. They strip away self-worth.
And the moral decay just gets deeper. The patients starved, the doctors dined, the priests all blessed their lies.
Wow. That contrast is stark.
The hypocrisy is blatant. Even the spiritual figures are in on it, blessing the lies. It feels like truth itself has been flipped upside down.
It speaks volumes about the moral corruption that comes with unchecked power, doesn't it? The starving versus the dining, the priests validating falsehoods. It shows a total breakdown of ethics.
Institutions meant to offer comfort or truth are just perverted.
Right. Authority becomes deception, and morality is just another lever for control.
But maybe the most chilling image of this whole section, for me anyway.
Let me guess. The loudspeakers.
Yes. The loudspeakers of hollow truth drowned out the people's cries. That's such a powerful metaphor for modern times, too.
Absolutely. It perfectly captures propaganda, doesn't it?
Yeah, not just spreading lies, but actively silencing the real suffering.
Making sure that people's cries aren't heard, or maybe convincing people those cries aren't even valid. It's about controlling the whole narrative, controlling perception itself. That's essential for maintaining this kind of system.
Okay, so things seem utterly bleak. Just layers of betrayal, oppression, lies.
It feels hopeless at this point in the ballad.
But then, there's always a spark, isn't there? Right in the middle of the darkness.
Yet in the dark, one patient rose, a dreamer known as Sen.
Just one person. A patient. A dreamer. Not a doctor, not a guard, not someone you'd expect.
And that's the turning point. It's that classic reminder, isn't it? That resistance, that hope, it can come from the most unexpected places. Sen, being a dreamer, is key change, starts with imagining something different.
And his approach is so subtle. He whispered hope in silent wards and gathered broken men.
No big speeches, no manifestos, just quiet connection.
How does that work? How does hope start like that, with whispers?
Well, it makes you think about what real leadership is, doesn't it? It's not always the loudest person. Sometimes it's the one who connects with people on a human level, acknowledges their pain, the broken men, and helps them find a shared purpose in it.
Turning shared pain into collective action.
That's the seed of any real grassroots movement, I think, that quiet sharing of a dream.
And that quiet hope, it actually grows, becomes active resistance.
Yes, the ballad shifts gear here, from endurance to action.
Fueled by Sen's dreams and this collective desire from the broken men, they find that shared purpose.
And that's the critical step, right? When individual despair turns into a collective, we need to change this, that's when the oppressed find their strength in unity.
And then comes the reckoning, the climax of the action.
Yeah, this is where it all breaks loose.
The patients act decisively. They shattered locks, they tore the bars, they scaled the walls at dawn. It's so physical, so visceral.
Oh, absolutely. Shattering, tearing, scaling. These aren't passive words. It's fierce. It's direct action. They are literally breaking the symbols of their imprisonment.
A total rejection of their confinement. And the result is just explosive. The asylum shook with Thunder's voice. The rain of lies was gone.
It's more than just the building shaking, isn't it? It feels like the whole rotten system collapsing.
Symbolically, too.
Yeah, that Thunder's voice. It's like a moral judgment, a structural collapse. And the reign of lies being gone, it means the foundation of their control, the deception, just couldn't hold anymore once people saw the truth. The psychological grip is broken.
But the tyrants, they don't just give up.
Of course not. They have one last card to play.
The doctors scream, "You are but mad! Without us you will fall!" Trying to put them back in their box.
It's pure gaslighting, isn't it? Their last desperate attempt to instill fear and doubt. You can't manage without us.
Echoing those initial promises.
Yeah.
They needed the doctors.
Exactly. It's the classic oppressor's tactic. Undermine the newly won freedom by predicting chaos and failure.
But it doesn't work this time.
Nope. They've seen too much.
The patients have this crucial moment of clarity. But patients saw the truth at last and broke the binding thrall.
And that phrase, binding thrall, that's powerful.
It's more than just physical freedom, right? It feels deeper.
Oh, much deeper. This is mental liberation, emotional liberation. It's seeing through the lies, recognizing that the doctor's power was just a construct they no longer believed in.
Reclaiming their own minds.
That's it, exactly. It's intellectual and psychological freedom. And that's the kind of freedom that lasts.
So the uprising succeeds. But the ballad is realistic, isn't it? The past isn't just wiped clean.
No, scars remain. The hill still bears its haunted stone, its corridors still scarred, history leaves its mark.
But everything has changed. Yet now they sing, not scream, within. For freedom is their guard.
What a shift. From screams of pain to songs of, what? Hope. Autonomy.
Yeah, it's incredible. The transformation is profound.
And that line, freedom is their guard. It suggests something internal now, right? Not relying on external saviors, but on their own hard-won freedom as their protection.
Self-reliance.
Exactly. The scars are reminders, maybe, but they don't define the present anymore. The singing signifies they've reclaimed joy, expression, their own voices.
Which brings us perfectly to that final variation of the chorus. It just hits so hard.
It really sums it all up.
Oh, hear the songs through broken bars. The dawn of hope now rings. For when the silent mad awake, no tyrant is their king.
Wow. Just wow.
It's such a powerful declaration. The silent mad, the ones who are dismissed, ignored, oppressed, they found their voice.
And when they awaken collectively, no tyrant stands a chance. It's the ultimate statement of self-governance, born from that shared awakening.
The songs replacing the cries, the dawn replacing the darkness. It signifies real, lasting change. They've rejected not just those specific tyrants, but the very idea of tyranny over them. So looking back on this deep dive into the Ballad of Asylum's Reckoning, what a journey.
It really covered so much ground. Deception, betrayal, different kinds of oppression.
From the silver tongues and smooth faces masking horrible intentions.
And that internal tyranny rising from the servant class.
The widespread suffering, the silence.
But then, crucially, that spark of hope. The dreamer, Sen.
Whispering hope, gathering the broken men.
And leading to that incredible uprising, shattering locks, breaking that binding thrall.
Transforming screams into songs. It's quite something.
So the big question then is, what does this mean for you, listening right now?
Yeah, how do we take this allegory and apply it? How do you spot the silver tongues or the smooth faces in your own world? Those promises that maybe aren't what they seem.
And what does breaking a binding thrall look like in your life, or maybe in your community? Overcoming those narratives that tell you you're incapable, that you need the very systems holding you back.
Those voices that might tell you you're mad for wanting something different.
Which leads us to our final thought to leave you with. This ballad really pushes us to ask, what loudspeakers of hollow truth might be drowning out important voices around us today?
And maybe more importantly, what dreams are just waiting for a chance, waiting to be whispered to gather people and to spark real action towards reclaiming our freedom.
Something to think about.
Definitely. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep asking those questions, and keep deep diving into the world around you.